Hi. I wanted to do a post today because I previously had written a lot about my previous isolation experience, and it didn't really encompass any of the things that were going on in the current situation, but obviously I'm in this situation too. And the previous situation was a lot of emotional isolation, some isolation from people, more than usual, but certainly nothing like having to be away from everyone. And as a solo entrepreneur and someone who lives alone, this week was a really hard week because I reached the 40 days and 40 nights stage of not having any human contact. But I also unfortunately found out that I was going to lose all of my expected income for the year for my business because of the cancellation of large gathering outdoor music events that I work on. And I also have a family member in the hospital, which is difficult because we can't go to the hospital, and that means that, you just kind of have to be there in spirit right now. So that's hard. But I was really reflecting on what isolation feels like, because I hadn't really written about that before. And I was asked that question, and I said that it starts to feel actually physical. It feels heavy. It feels painful, like I can feel it in my joints and in my body as both weight and excess energy, I guess. It almost feels like dehydration, like the energy has been sucked out of me. In my best moments, I guess, I feel lots of good things too. I have the opportunity to reflect and concentrate and rest, but I'm such a I guess energy focused person that relies on being around other people, even if it's just in a yoga room, to have that, exchange and the flow of energy between people. So having that taken away has been really difficult. And I said that I feel like I'm like a bug, and somebody came along and a mean little kid came along and put the bug in a jar, and it's like shaking the jar and like putting magnifying glass up to the jar, and like then they take me out of the jar and pull my limbs off. Like I feel physically in pain sometimes because of this. But one thing that all of this week has taught me is that I did something good throughout my isolation process when I was learning the things that I needed, mind, body, and spirit. But one thing I haven't mentioned is that I also realized I didn't have a crisis plan. I thought I had people that I could call on, and I probably did, but when I needed help before, I called and asked certain people who didn't come. And it's no fault of their own. I suppose that I hadn't confirmed that when I said I need help that they would actually come. But yesterday I reached my breaking point with just everything. And I think even one of those things, the 40 days and 40 nights without touching people or human contact, and the loss of income, and, the hopes and dreams attached to growing your business for 18 years and having that all go away at the same time, and a sick loved one in this time that's, it's unfathomable. Even though you hear about people having to go through it, I can tell you it's like a gut punch. So I asked for help. There were tears, but then the cavalry came. They knew that I was, a man down, and they came with wine and way too many donuts and takeout. And I received what I guess I thought was a mercy hug. And I know it's against the distancing restrictions, but I think there has to be some compassionate and common sense dispersed with that. And then my friend had said, that it wasn't just for the two of them that came. It wasn't just for me, but that they needed it too, because we've all been away from each other. And I said it was like our collective souls being filled up. So I guess my emergency plan now is proven it works, but I realized that I had to ask not only for help, but to confirm that the people that I might need help from were the ones that would come. So the thing I've learned is, I guess, that isolation can actually be physically painful in addition to being mentally and emotionally painful. And all those things combined are very, very difficult to overcome. So I know that everybody is in a different situation right now, and I really, my heart goes out to you, because no situation right now is a good situation. So I'm just sending you all the excess energy that I have pent up in good vibes and whatever kind of vibes. I'm sending it out to you, and I really hope you're hanging in there. And I'll look forward to seeing you next time.